All right, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. And if you were here on Monday, thank you for coming out today. And hopefully every time we issue the call to come out, you will come out. And today we're going to do, it's a smaller group of us, but still no less mighty. And so we are gathered here to really send a message that we are supporting the global Black Lives Movement, standing in solidarity with the global Black Lives Matter movement, and marching against white supremacy, police brutality, oppression, and fascism. And so we are pointing a finger, yes, at what's happening in America, standing in solidarity with our Black brothers and sisters there and people across the diaspora, and calling for the arrest of the murderers of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, all of the so many people that have been murdered at the hands of the government-sponsored military, the police department. And we are also saying that it's not good enough just to turn our finger and point across the ocean at what's happening in other parts of the world. But we acknowledge that we have racism here. We acknowledge that we have systems here that lead to Black people not feeling empowered and able to live our best lives here. And how that also is manifesting for us is in the appointment of a mini Trump. He has appointed one of his donors, Leandro Rizzuto Jr., and we don't want him here. That's what we decided. So for those that are confused about why we're protesting that issue, is that, wherever Trump goes, racists feel emboldened, and we've seen that already just in his appointment statement in the Gazette, the comments underneath. We've seen people crawl from out of their closets to say that they are pro-Trump, and for me, anyone that is pro-Trump is not going to fight for my rights. Is not going to stand up for Black Bermudan people. So we want to send a message, and we are going to be sending a message today to the governor and the deputy governor. So we're still going to be gathering outside the U.S. Consulate, but in future, who knows where we might pop up, because we want to send a message to the governor, who is, in this case, the receiving state. The UK is the receiving state, and we want to send a message to them that we want them to turn down this appointment. So Leandro Rizzuto Jr. was appointed. First, Trump tried to place him in Barbados. So he was assigned there. They tried to have him there as an ambassador. But in order to become an ambassador, you have to receive Senate approval. And the Republican-controlled Senate, so his own people, his own squad, said he was unfit for international service and didn't vote yes on his appointment. So if he's not good enough for Barbados, I can't see how he's good enough for Bermuda. I just can't. And so I'm happy that, our neighbors to the south, our Caribbean brothers and sisters in Barbados, did not have to have him, but I don't think we should have to have him either. And so for us, this is an intersectional issue. I know that's been one of the big questions that we've been getting, is why are you marching for so many different things? And you know what, I believe we can multitask. I believe that about us. I believe that we can look and say that we are standing in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in America. I believe that we can say we are standing in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in London, in Canada, everywhere, and that we are marching for Black people's freedom everywhere. And we are also marching for our freedom here. Yes, we are marching in the path of Sally Bassett, of Mary Prince, of Paolu, of the Progressive Group, of the Black Beret Cadre. We are marching for our own freedom. On the last page of Chain on the Rock, Cyril Packard says, on the first day of August, 1834, Black people received their freedom. And now the battle for equality and human rights will begin. And we are still in that battle. We are still in that battle here. And so what that looks like, what we need here, yes, is immigration reform, criminal justice reform, education reform. And because we are bright Bermudian people, we can multitask and march and talk about a number of different issues at once. So what that means is this is not a one-day event. This is not a two-day event. This is the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of how we get to the freedom that we deserve here on our island, and how we fight for the freedom of our family across the diaspora. Yes? So, We're a small group today, but as I said, no, we have a louder sound system today. So we're going to be even louder, even more mighty. And we're going to send a message that we don't want Rizzuto here. That for us, his appointment is the beginning of fascism taking hold on our island. His appointment is sending a message around the world that we can be a refuge for racists. And we already were. Let's not forget that in the Civil War, we took the side of the Confederates. And our island was full of KKK members marching around. And there's no reason for us to think that that couldn't happen again. That people wouldn't be emboldened to say, oh, this person's here, he's pro-Trump, he's pro-this, I'm going to take more holidays there. I'm going to just hop, skip, and a jump and head on over there. And for those of you that have ever seen people walking around on this island wearing Make America Great Again hats and shirts, it is not a good feeling. And I don't want it to be my daily norm. I don't know about you. Do you want that to be your daily norm? No. So, this is a beginning for people that say this appointment doesn't mean anything. This man controls the visas that our students have. He controls the stop list. For some of us, we have had experiences with our friends who are not able to travel internationally. Last year, I had a situation where one of my best friends was not able to travel overseas to the United States for an emergency treatment, and she died. And I ran around this island for days trying to get someone to sign her stop list waiver, trying to get someone to pay attention. And I was told under no uncertain terms by a friend of mine that works at the U.S. Consulate that it is different there now because of Trump. And there would be no sympathy. There would be no compassion. So for people that say this issue is not an issue, you don't know. You must not have seen. You don't see that healthcare is an immigration issue for us. These are all issues for us, and we have a right. We have a right to say who is in this position. We have a right. This is a position of power on our island, and we have a right to say who gets to be in it. And it doesn't mean that it is a legally given right. It's a right we have to snatch. It's a right we have to cry for and argue for and yell for. And I'm willing to do it today and tomorrow and for every day until we are able to be heard. And so we're going to take our signs, yes, and we're going to go and stand outside the U.S. Consulate and send a message that we do not want Lee Rizzuto here. That for us, it is the same issue of yelling that Black Lives Matter, because he does not think they do. He has tweeted and sent lies and conspiracy theories out into the universe, and now his karma needs to come back to him. He needs to not get this position. This position that he has bought with a $500,000 donation to Donald Trump. That he has bought by sponsoring the Trumpette Gala. Do we want the Trumpette Gala here in Bermuda on Wilkinson Avenue? I don't. So these are the things, these are the issues. Yes, people say this is a small thing or it doesn't matter, and that is their right. I'm not forcing anybody to come out and protest with us, but I know why I am standing here. And for those that are a part of helping and the team that we're all organizing this together, we know why we are doing this. And we hope that if you have questions about why we're linking these issues together, that you take the time to read up on all of the things we've posted around the intersectionality of this issue. And then give yourself a pat on the back, because you can multitask just like we can. Yes? So, with that said, we're going to roll out. Grab your signs. And if we can let the police know we're about to roll out, we're going to pack up. And then we'll start our march around the corner. Thank you so much for coming out today.
test, yeah. No problem. Got nothing to protest, that guy's
Yeah, because okay, everybody, we're going to roll out. Get your signs ready. And here we go. Let me just make sure the police are ready for us. You guys ready for us? There's a road. All right. Here we go. Oh, yeah? and threw them on, and he collected them for us. Collected them. So we know, right? We already know. We have seen what it is when Trump's cronies take hold of a space. How that racism that was hidden comes out into the light. That racism that we already know is here. We know there is racism in Bermuda. We know there are systems of oppression in Bermuda. We know we need reform of our systems in Bermuda. We know we need to dismantle some of our systems in Bermuda. But we cannot just look at what's happening overseas and not see what is possible here if we allow it to take hold. Yes, we already know what is possible, and we don't want it here. But we know that Trump is anti-black, anti-woman, anti-Muslim, all of it. Anti-humanity, anti-LGBTQ community. Well, we don't want that here. And when we are all here, and we've been working for so long to try to build a Bermuda. I see some elders here. She said she gets 75 this month. She's been fighting, and she's gonna be out still fighting. She's already been out fighting, and she's gonna still be out fighting. It weighs on me, you guys. I don't know if it weighs on you. It weighs on me that our ancestors are still gonna be putting up feet in the streets. That they're still fighting for rights, fighting for reform. And it doesn't mean we haven't been working, because we have. But I really wonder, I think sometimes that, you know, holding this placard in the street is the bare minimum that my ancestors deserve. The bare minimum that they deserve. And so when we say that we want to walk in a path that was created for us, I look at a path that was laid out before me, stretching from Sally Bassett to Mary Prince, stretching into the civil rights movement with Carlos Martin, Dr. Eva Hudson, who we just lost, whose spirit swirls around us right now. So for me, when I spent my Bermuda day, and at the end of the day got that news that Dr. Hudson had died, and of course 2 days before was when the first spark of rebellion happened in Minnesota. So I'm watching this spark and thinking, my goodness, look at this bravery, look at this courage. Then we lose Dr. Eva Hudson, and I'm like, my goodness, this is crazy that she would pass right as a global uprising is happening. And then the next day I read the article in the World Gazette that we have this man coming, that he's coming, and people are saying there's nothing that we can do. There's nothing that we can do. There's nothing that we can do. Reject Rizzuto. Reject Rizzuto. Reject Rizzuto. Reject Rizzuto. Who do we reject? Rizzuto. Rizzuto. Who do we reject? Rizzuto. Rizzuto. Trump appointed, you're not wanted. 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 21 square miles. No space for racism. 21 square miles. No space for racism. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Reject Rizzuto. Reject Rizzuto. Reject Rizzuto. Reject Rizzuto. Who do we reject? Rizzuto. Rizzuto. Who do we reject? Rizzuto. Rizzuto. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. You know, on Monday we did a 9-minute moment of silence in honor of the 9 minutes that George Floyd made with his face pressed into the hot ground with a knee on his neck. And we stood here for 9 minutes in silence, and that even just to stand there quietly, not talking, was hard. In that, like, he kneeled, and his breath and his hopes and his dreams just sprayed out there, done on the ground. I never watched the video, but I hear that he yelled out for his mother at the end. And as a mother of a black son, I cannot imagine this horror. As a godmother and an auntie to black daughters, I cannot imagine my daughter in her house and the police coming into her house and shooting her inside her own home. What were the moments in time that things could have been different for America? And what are the moments in time here in Bermuda where we had the opportunity for things to be different for us? And how do we take advantage when that time comes? People have said things like, this isn't our movement, or this is not something that we should be localizing. It's fine if we march in solidarity with something that's happening over there, but we shouldn't turn the mirror on ourselves because we don't have police brutality here. Someone was removed for excessive force. We like saying excessive force, right? That sounds nice and polite. Excessive force. Someone was removed for excessive force this year from the police service. And I don't know if you remember our peaceful protesters being pepper sprayed, but I do. So what are the moments when we don't act? And what is the result? We don't want to even get to a point where this is the conversation that we have to have, that we have to shape our own sons and daughters' arms into hashtags. Reject Rizzuto! Reject Rizzuto! Reject Rizzuto! Reject Rizzuto! 21 square miles? No space for racism! 21 square miles? No space for racism! 21 square miles? No space for racism! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! Who do we reject? Rizzuto! Rizzuto! 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 21 square miles? No space for racism! 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 Black lives matter! 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 After this, every day. Period, all day. All day, every day, with my chest. After this, we're going to head to the candlelight vigil for Chevelle and add our voices to the chorus of Her Life Matters. We're going to add our voice to the chorus of the need for legislative reform across the board. Reform for a judge that she stands up and she says, I don't know where else I can go, and he says, that's not my problem.
Disgusting.
And so did her life matter to him? And these are the conversations that we need to have, because a lot of times when we talk about anti-blackness, when we talk about how that manifests in Bermuda, sometimes it manifests as a black person not caring about the life of another black person. It manifests as our black sons shooting our other black sons. How do you shoot somebody that looks like you if you don't value yourself? If you don't see that the world has told you that you don't matter. So how could this boy over here, how could his life matter? And so when people again tiptoe around the issues of intersectionality, not realizing it is all connected. We are all connected. And that's why we march for Black Lives Matter, the Global Black Lives Matter movement. That's why we also ask for immigration reform, education reform, criminal justice reform, legalization of marijuana, because whose black sons are being arrested for petty, non-violent, marijuana-related crimes? Whose? Ours. Whose sons are getting put on a list that means they can't go to university? Ours. So these are all connected issues. This is all connected. And Lee Rizzuto, a man who can buy an appointment on our island and have us be so complacent that people say we shouldn't even argue about it, we shouldn't even question it. It doesn't make sense to me. How could a people that are descended from the people that I've talked about believe we have no power? It doesn't doesn't make sense to me that we could be walking on the same land as Mary Prince, whose story helped set us free, whose act of literary activism sparked a globe, sparked a fire that we still are living with today. How could we feel that we don't have any power just because we're from this small little rock in the ocean? So was she. And so when we now look around and say, okay, you're right, there is no legal process for us to debate, to discuss whether or not he should have this appointment. But whatever has happened for us legally? What has happened for us legally? Slavery was legal. These officers apparently can kill with impunity, not be arrested until we set fire to our own communities, our own world. We have kicked, and their world too. We have to kick the whole stack of cards over. We have to kick it all over. We can't kneel peacefully. We can't quietly sit over here. We can't write a op-ed piece. We have to burn it to the ground for them to pay attention. So whatever has happened legally. 21 square miles?
No space for racism!
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 Trump appointed, you're not wanted.
Trump appointed, you're not wanted!
Trump appointed, you're not wanted.
Trump appointed, you're not wanted!
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto!
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto!
Who do we reject?
Rizzuto! Rizzuto!
Who do we reject?
Rizzuto! Rizzuto!
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
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 No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace!
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace!
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance!
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance!
Get your knees off our necks.
Get your knees off our necks!
Get your knees off our necks.
Get your knees off our necks!
On Monday, one of the elders that came out had a sign that said, "Bermuda, you have had your necks you've had your knees on the necks of your black sons and daughters for over 400 years." And again, like I said, to see that our elders have to still be out with their feet in the streets, telling these stories, and often telling them to people that refuse to just listen, refuse to even think for a second that Bermuda isn't this perfect paradise. Yes, we love our island. We love our home. And that's why we want it to be better. If we didn't care about it, we could let it turn away. We could let all our sons and daughters move overseas, leave, take the intelligence and the passion and the wit and go because there's no opportunities here. We're trying to make this place a place where they will stay, where they will see access to opportunity. How do we not have the ability for our children to get 4-year degrees here, but all the employers require 4-year degrees? Is a scam. It's a whole scam that unless you have the money to go overseas, you really don't have equal access to the job opportunities in your own country. Then you get your degree and you come back and you still can't get a job? It's a scam. It's the Bermuda company that was founded in 1612, still operating as a company. Still operating as a company. 21 square miles?
No space for racism!
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 Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance!
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance!
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter!
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter!
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto!
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto!
Who do we reject?
Rizzuto! 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 Rizzuto!
Oh, I hope he sees these videos. Oh, I hope he sees these videos. I hope he wherever he is met, if he gets foot on this island, he will be met, with a chant we all know now. We got his picture, you know what I'm saying? We know what he looks like, we know where he lives, we know what he did, we know what he's gonna still do. Anybody that can sign their name on the dotted line for Trump, anybody that can look at this man who said when they start to loot, we start to shoot, quoting a segregationist from the 1960s. Anybody that can look and see a picture of Trump's father in a KKK outfit and think that this is a man we could get behind, and that anybody that he promotes is somebody that we want, it just don't make sense to me. It just don't make sense to me. 21 square miles?
No space for racism.
21 square miles?
No space for racism.
Trump appointed, you're not wanted.
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 Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
21 square miles?
No space for racism.
21 square miles?
No space for racism.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
You know what I think they think is that we're going to get tired of protesting. They think that, like, we're going to come out and we're going to join up with the global Black Lives Matter movement and march with them. But then we're going to be like, well, it really doesn't affect us like that. So, oh well, we'll just pack our things away, take our signs down. I will be at that man's house. We want people to refuse to service his plane if that plane lands. Do not roll these steps up to the door. Jump! Jump! And no ambulance better go help him either. At some stage we have to take a stand. I don't know if any of you have seen it, like I know some of the people who were in St. George's on this day that it happened last year. We couldn't stop talking about it. When 8 people dressed in head to toe, Make America Great Again gear, got off the ferry and walked down the street. And they did it to be a spectacle. So they walked on, it was 4 couples, they took up the whole road, walked on every event that day, they were there, everywhere. I was leading a tour group. And when they walked past, I forgot my facts. I was astonished, like I was seeing a KKK procession. And I imagined what it must have felt like in the 1860s when our community of black people who have been free now for decades were forced to live and work alongside Confederate soldiers. Bermuda was a refuge for the Confederacy during the American Civil War. And what that would have felt like. And I don't want to think about that. I don't want that to be my daily normal. That I have to walk around and see people in the equivalent of a KKK hood. Seeing it just that one time, one day, it shook me. And we had to figure out, okay, well, I want to say something. I want to say something. And silence was compliance that day. And that's what happens. We start to think about, okay, well, we're a welcoming nation, and we're in the tourism business. That's what everybody's been messaging me. We're in the tourism business. We can't upset America. We're in the tourism business. We're in this business over here. I said, we could be in the activist, broke people business too. They could take a flight to Bermuda the same way. And if they know we're a Trump-free zone, we're a refuge, we're a respite from the awfulness of the daily existence living under the orange goblin. If they know that this is where they can come to rest their weary bones as they've been fighting and arguing and trying to fight against a fascist regime, and they can come here and will be welcomed and celebrated, and that we feel the same about Trump that they do. That's what we need. I said to somebody today, I said, I've built an entire business social justice. An entire nation around social justice. When we continue to do what we've always done because we're trying to get money, we're trying to always do a song and dance for money. Oh, we're so dependent. We need to do what we can do for money. The money will come when you stand for what you believe in. The money will come when you shape the country that you want to have and not just let things happen to you. People always say that confront is too flippant, it's too, it means, we're out with the faith leaders and it doesn't sound active and forceful enough. The next line, which we should have included in the motto, is from the Virgil's Enid. I love a little book, and book trivia. It's from the Virgil's Enid, and the next line, so it's we're out with the faith leaders, the next line says, the obstacles we will meet head on. So wherever we go, we're going to be met with obstacles. Wherever we face leaders, wherever it happens, we will be met with obstacles. But will we meet them head on?
There's a bus coming through.
Okay, we need a bus to come through. No worries. Cab, it's only one bus running every 8 minutes, so and only 8 people could get on it, so we need to make sure it has clear passage because here we go. 21 square miles.
No space for racism!
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 Black lives matter.
Black lives matter!
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter!
21 square miles.
No space for racism!
21 square miles.
No space for racism!
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter!
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter!
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto!
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto!
Who do we reject?
Rizzuto! Rizzuto!
Who do we reject?
Rizzuto! Rizzuto!
Trump appointed, you're not wanted.
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 Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
And we know it is easier to stay silent. We know it's a whole pandemic happening right now. We know that. You think we want, people act like we want to be out of our home. Does anybody think I want to be out of St. George's? I never leave St. George's. Well, shush. So we know this, and we know, and we're out here because we view it as a risk as well. The pandemic will kill you, and so will silence. The pandemic is an insidious, silent enemy, and so is fascism, and racism, and white supremacy. So this is not an option for us. It was not an option for me sitting and reading this article and thinking about the spirit of Dr. Eva Hudson swirling around me at that very minute, and somebody telling me that we didn't have the power to stop this appointment. I don't understand how anybody could look at her life and legacy, how anybody could look at these trailblazers who set the world on fire from our 21 square mile rock and feel that we don't have any power. A people united will never be divided.
United will never be divided.
A people united will never be divided.
A people united will never be divided.
For us to stand together from all walks of life and say we don't want this man here sends a message. It is powerful, you guys. It is powerful. And who knows what's going to happen. We can keep, we saw today, got word today, the current U.S. Consul General, her term wasn't meant to be up for another few months or year. She's being snatched out of the role for Trump to install this person. No. Like taking her out, just like Connie gets to step and she's packing her suitcase right now. No. So they haven't even given us an arrival date for Rizzuto. We don't even know when he's coming, but if she's leaving now, then he must be coming soon. So this is a sense of urgency. This is a sense of urgency that we have to act, and we have to be loud about it. Do you know, we have had, how many on the petition, Carly? How many the last time you checked on the petition? 26,000?
No more.
26,000. We had our first call on Sunday. We talked loosely. I put up tweets and other people put up messages saying, what could we do? I said, well, should we hop on a Zoom? You know, or just hop on Zoom. So that's our new life.
Now we gotta stop
Should
that.
we hop on a Zoom? On Sunday, we hopped on a Zoom on Sunday at 2. And by Monday at 2, we had 250 people in the street out here. And we will have more next week and the next week. And we will also be at the Black Lives Matter march that Jasmine Brangman is organizing on Sunday at 12. We will be there too. We will be anywhere where people are standing up to say that Black Lives Matter. We have to commit. We have to say this is not a one-day thing, a two-day thing. That we will stand and we will march and we will yell and we will argue and we will scream and we will cry until they hear us. And we will take it wherever we need to take it. We will take it to House of Parliament, we will take it to Government House, we can take it to the Deputy Governor's house. I understand he lives around the corner. We'll take it wherever we have to go. Because this is 21 square miles.
And no space for racism.
21 square miles.
No space for racism.
21 square miles.
No space for racism.
35,187. I see so many young people coming out, and that is affirming, and it shows me that we have a generation of people coming that are ready to act.
Think of endures.
It's a group that didn't even have a name. We met. We didn't take minutes. We didn't appoint a secretary. We didn't, like, I have been on so many boards, and at the end of the day, that could be spelled B-O-R-E-D for me, because I am bored with talking and not doing. I am tired of sitting and having the same conversation. I have been on every action team, back from the beginning of my career, every education action team, every team. We create strategic plans for sustainable development, for education reform, for marijuana legalization. I was in a whole political party, you know? Speak sick. And nothing changes. And this conversation on Sunday created the most change that I have seen in all of the action that I have been in, because it has brought people together. It has 35,000 signatures in 3 days. In 3 days. Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject Rizzuto.
Who do we reject?
Rizzuto. Rizzuto.
Who do we reject?
Rizzuto. Rizzuto.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
Silence is compliance.
21 square miles.
No space for racism.
21 square miles.
No space for racism.
21 square miles.
No space for racism.
So, breaking news is that one of the murderer, the main murderer, although there were 4, because silence is compliance, but Derek Chauvin's charges have been increased to second-degree murder. And all the police officers have now been charged. Yes. Action. People did that. Individual people. Individual watch what protesters, what an uprising, what a rebellion can do? Why do we feel we have no power here? I am made of 21 square miles of volcanic rock, okay? I am made of hurricane winds. There is no way that you can tell me I don't have power. There is no way that anybody can tell me that you don't have power. So we want to send a message, and we will keep going. The petition is up. Oh, they're opening this lane. Okay. We will send a message and continue to send a message that we don't want him here.
No.
Reject Rizzuto! Reject Rizzuto!
Same story every time being black is not a crime.
Same story every time being black is not a crime.
Same story every time being black is not a crime.
Same story every time being black is not a crime.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Reject Rizzuto.
Reject